Hello, my lovely friends. I'm so happy to be here and to talk to you, to introduce you to something that I found out last year. It took me a lot of hundreds and thousands of euros and a lot of time, even more tears and sweat and doubt and years of hardship to discover that there is a desires counter. Why does nobody told me this when I was a little girl? My life would look totally different after I tell you this story. Are you ready for your whole world to be changed? Now, as a woman, we are born to be girls first, and as a girls, we have a lot of desires and a lot of wishes and a lot of dreams, and we are excited about everything and anything, and then we want this dress in that color, and we want to go there, and we want to hack random people, and we want to go for this ride and that ride. We have no fears, and we're filled with the desires. Now, what happened to us as we grow up? If you're anything like me, you grow up in a neighborhood, in a family, in a country, in a society, on this planet that is made, like, separated with a class. Now, I was born in a second world country, and I was mid to low class. Now, my desires, as any other girl, we have infinite number of desires. Maybe 10% got materialized by my parents when I was younger. It was very hard for me. It took me a lot of years, a lot of heartache, a lot of rejection, which I accepted from my parents' side and my environment side as a rejection, saying no to my desires, or hearing that my desires are just silly, or why would I want that? It doesn't make sense. I have already dressed in that color, why do I need this one? Years of hearing that, those little outside noises that were penetrating my little child brain made me adjust to the world around me, and made those outside external voices my internal ones. I know we all have voices. I keep forgetting that people not every people know that we all have like internal voices, and we all have few different ones that all have their place to keep us safe. At the end of the day, we're not our brains, we are not our internal voices, we are not our beliefs that somebody else engraved in our brain when we were young kids, and we can change that. And I'm so happy you're here listening to this video. This means you want to change, you want to have different future, you want to have different reality, and you already chose yourself. Why do I know this? Because you're the same as me. You said no to the long-term relationship that you were in for months and years, and you chose yourself. After all that hassle, after so many tears and debates with those voices inside of your head, you finally chose yourself. Now, why would you choose a relationship that was just good enough in the first thing? It's because of those voices, because we were made to believe that our desires are not good enough. And as we grown to learn through fails and tries and fails, we try to adapt to the outside world. We try to adapt to those voices inside of our heads that say we want too much, that our expectations are too high, that our standards are too high, And we tried, we gave it our best shot. We said yes to a relationship who we know that from the beginning that there's a few orange flags, and then later on there's a few red flags and there's a few black flags, but we still kept saying yes because our voices tricked us inside of our head. And now, after all of those months and years and sometimes decades after a long relationship and choosing those voices and choosing others instead of our desires, we finally realize we cannot exist like that as a woman. So I'm so happy to have you here. You finally said yes to your desires. You finally said no to nothing that does not match your dreams. Now, we as a woman, this happens to me. This is why I know what you're going through, because I'm still going through a lot of these internal conflicts that our voices, because of the years and decades of conditioning, are very ingrained and very strong. And I'm here to remind you that no, you don't have to choose good enough again. You went through this. You just have to choose your dreams and desire every day and believe that they are gonna come true. Now, from last year of many of me trying to learn about this world and soul searching, I'm approaching my 30s and everybody around me is getting married, and I'm so happy for them and I love weddings. But I feel a little bit pressure of not following the norms, and I can feel for other people it can be a lot more than me. So I'm putting my hat up to you if you're in your early 30s, late 30s, and you just got out of a long-term relationship and you're surrounded by old people who already have families, already have children and houses, and you feel behind. I feel you. I totally feel you, but I'm here to say it. I'm the first person to say it to you, or maybe second, hopefully second, that congratulations. You chose yourself. You're so courageous, and you should be proud of yourself that you, after so many months and years, chose your desires. Now my job is to keep you on that path. Because we all need reminding. I know this. This is why it's so important, I find out time and time again, to be surrounded by women who are nurturing, supporting, and who share the similar values as you do. The community of a woman that you can fight for yourself, hopefully, it makes all the difference. As I said, we are social creatures, humans, and we all got those voices inside of our heads by being surrounded by family, by people in our environment. And the easiest, you can do it all by yourself, you can, but why would you want the easier way, which I figure out and I'm going to share it with you now, is to heal all of that in being surrounded by other women. And this can be so scary and so tough at the times. I was struggling this for years, being surrounded by women that are more ahead of me, more successful, and it was very hard for me to adapt to that, to not, because all of those voices inside of my head were saying you're not good enough, and now I was comparing myself to other women. But what they did to me, and they would never know the difference they made, was that community that supported me. And just it helps you realize when you share such internal states with one another, what you're going through, what you're feeling. When you open in your heart to another woman, it makes you realize that we all go through the same things, none under less. We're all human beings, and we go, all of us, through very similar internal things of becoming a woman that we want, that we desire, that we dream of. that God, universe, all-knowing, however you want to call it, the it already put that desires in our hearts since we were little girls. And us trying to disregard our desires, environment trying to say to us our desires do not fit, push them away. We did try to push them away, but they are just still there. They're there for a reason, and you're finally following yours. I'm so proud of you, and there is so much more of your desires that you need to reconnect with. And I'm so happy to introduce you to this little community of women that I hope to host on Valentine's Day. You're invited to my seat at my table this Valentine's Day. You don't have to, again, make some lame plans or do it by yourself and just ignore it and be grumpy around it. You're welcome to this family of women, surrounded by open heart women. And this will be immersion. I have a few fun things for you, and I would like to connect with you and share little pieces of our life and time together on this planet, just kind of seeing one another, being seen, and reconnecting with our desires. So this Valentine's Day, 14th of February, 2026, you're more welcome to join me. I'll leave my email list down below, and if you subscribe, we'll stay in contact, and I'll let you know when it is, what's happening, and I cannot wait to connect with you. I'm so happy. Now, why is it so important to stay connected to your desires? It's terrifying. Trust me. I know it's so terrifying. We as a human beings, we as a woman, we feel most secure connected to others. And if you're anything like me, you feel a little bit from time to time like a black sheep of your family. And it can be very scary trying new things. I know I was very scared when I became the first vegetarian of my family by the age of 18. And when I moved abroad, it was also scary, but following your desires is only part, as you know. Pushing them away, you can still live your good quality life, but you know that desires you can never ever push away. Now that you finally choose yourself, you chose your desires, I'm gonna invite you to the next step in your new chapter, and it's this video. It's all about the biggest thing that is stopping you from actually turning that page and starting a new chapter. And I'm wishing you always to follow your desires, and I'll see you in the next one.